Did you overcome your anger? It's your first time here? Oh, good. Tell me your name, your first name.
Jared.
How you hear about us?
YouTube.
Oh, good. And so what got your attention? You're like, wow, this guy is crazy, but.
I watch a lot of your YouTube clips. Some things I agree with, some things I don't.
Right.
But I find you entertaining.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm funny, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where that come from.
Yeah.
What is there one thing you disagree with me on that you can think of?
Yeah. I believe that racism exists.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
And why?
I understand what you say, meaning is only good and evil. But if you have evil, you feel evil towards only one race of people, I feel like that's what equates racism.
But no one feel evil toward just one group of people.
I mean,
believe me, if you hate
disagree.
one, you hate them all. And that's the truth, so help me God. If you hate one person, you hate everybody. If you love all people. It doesn't split. You can't love me, but hate the white folks. Or the white people can't love the whites and hate you. Hate is hate. That's what's in the heart. So if they hate you, they hate everybody. So it's not racism.
I think you can hate one type of person. I do.
Why do you say that?
Why? I mean, I feel like you can see it. You can have, I mean, if I worked at if I owned a pizza parlor and I only would hire black people and I intentionally didn't hire white people,
right.
I feel like that's a form of racism.
But that could be hatred. They could be doing it because they hate you. They've judged you.
I mean, if I owned a pizza parlor.
Right.
And I'm saying,
okay, let's say you only hire black people, right?
Exactly.
But because you made a judgment of the whites.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you love the black people you hire. You won't be able to stand them either.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
To an extent.
Yeah. I know how difficult it is to accept that because I thought too that racism existed. And it wasn't until I woke up and realized it's a spiritual thing. Black people treat each other worse than white people treat each other. Have you noticed that?
Sometimes.
Yeah. And so is that racism?
No. No, I don't think so.
So if a white man come and slap you upside the head, you would call that racism, right?
No.
But then if a black person slap you upside the head.
No, I feel like it depends on intentions.
But
a white person may slap me because I'm black, but a black person may slap me because he feels a different type of way, but I don't think it's because the color of my skin.
But a white person is not going to slap you because you're black. They're going to slap you because they hate you. And you happen to be black because they have made a judgment about you.
And they can't only hate black people.
No. You cannot hate just one person. You hate all. Either you have love in your heart or you have hatred. You can't have both. And if you have hatred, you're going to treat everybody the same. And you're only going to like the person as long as they're liking you. The moment they disagree with you, you're going to see it as something negative. You're going to go off. But if you had love and they disagree with you, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I understand why you see it that way, but it does not. It's spiritual and not physical. And if it was physical, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't change it, but you can change it once you see that it's spiritual.
No isms.
All the ism is all made up.
So when you did believe in racism, why did you feel that way?
Because I believed into that lie that the white man was trying to hold me down because I was black. Once I moved to L.A. and I started listening to Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan and all of them, I was 18, I was 19, 20 years old. And they were saying, oh, it's racism, and I believed the lie. And we live by faith. And whatever we believe controls us. And so the moment I believed into that lie, I fell into it, and now I can only see white people as being racist. Even with my friends who were white, as long as they agreed with me, we were okay. But the moment they disagreed, right away Satan says, because you're black, or because the situation is another black person, I believed into that lie. And it wasn't until I stopped believing the lie that I was able to see.
So what made, who told you to feel like the white man was holding you down before you moved to LA?
No one told me that beforehand.
But you felt it?
No, I grew up on a plantation in Alabama, and I didn't hear the word racist growing up at all. We were told there was good and bad in all people. And even under the Jim Crow law, it was clear to us that it was the government law and not all white people agreed with the law.
So before
I was only taught that when I moved to LA at 18.
But before you moved to LA, you believed that the white man, they were capable of holding you back?
No.
You didn't?
I did not have that in my mind at all. And I don't have it now because once I overcame that fallen state, I can once again see, can't nobody hold me back. Yes, you may cut off some of the things that may be coming, but other things are coming that are better. You cannot be held back with perfect love. No one can hold you back. And even the people that don't want to give you stuff or they're out there trying to stop your opportunity, right? It wouldn't even matter. You're not going to know about it anyway. But even if you knew, you have such peace in your life and you're moving forward, things are happening in your life, it doesn't even matter. But it's the anger that makes you think that someone can stop you.
So is perfect love given once immediately after your anger is gone?
Yes, sir. Once you forgive, God will forgive you and draw you right into the kingdom and your life changes just like that. Because you wake up. And then you start to overcome all those bad habits you picked up along the way. Those things start to naturally fall away. And then you deal with situations perfectly, you're being made perfect. It's so amazing. But the moment you forgive, because as long as you had that anger, he can't bring you into the kingdom within, right? He can't allow you to see. But the moment you forgive, if you sincerely realize these people can't help themselves, I'm wrong for being angry at them, in that very moment your life changed. And then once you wake up, you can't go back. Because you can only be born again once. Once to die and once to live. Isn't that amazing? Do you believe that?
Sure.
No, I don't want to twist your arm. Have you let your anger go?
No.
Why not?
Being patient.
Being patient?
Yeah.
But you can't be patient when you have anger. There's no patience in anger. Why haven't you gone? Who do you need to forgive?
Probably both my parents, maybe.
I'm sorry?
Probably both my parents, more so my father, maybe.
Who do you need to forgive?
Probably both of my parents, more so my father.
Who do you need to forgive?
My parents.
Thank you. And knowing that, why haven't you gone and forgiven them?
I just haven't had the urge to.
But are you tired of suffering? Are you tired of having fear and doubt and worry and being controlled by women and not like having peace within? Aren't you fed up with that?
I'm fairly independent, so I live far from my family, so they don't really, I don't know. I mean, I may have some thoughts, but they don't really affect me that much.
But they shouldn't affect you at all. Once you forgive them, they have no effect on you anymore.
Yeah, I just haven't done it.
So you're not tired of suffering yet? You look like such a nice guy, too. You're not tired of suffering?
No, not yet.
Oh, all right. Well, you have a right to suffer some more. All right. But I'm telling you, when you go and forgive, what do you need to forgive your father for? What did he do to you?
I think he kind of raised us to be more scared of him than anything else.
How did he do that?
Well, he wasn't around much, but it's like he's a pastor, and
He's a what?
he's a pastor.
Pastor?
Yes, he's a bishop at a church.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I feel like he has some anger, and I feel like he raised us to be scared of him. And
What did he do to you to make you be afraid of him?
I mean, he ran our home with an iron fist. His way or no way.
Give me one example of an iron fist.
from the time I had to be home. I had no freedoms outside of the home. I mean, me personally, I kind of understood why they may feel that way about me, but I really wasn't able to do anything until I got to college, and that's when I kind of let loose.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I felt like I had so many restrictions as far as being at the house, not being able to do things. It was just.
And that was because he was a pastor, so the kids have to look
it had a lot
look like
to do
they holy.
Yeah, it had a lot to do with that. Yeah.
I know what you mean. That is hard, man.
Yeah.
That's rough. I'm sorry you went through that, but you need to go and forgive him. He was wrong for that.
Yeah.
And what did your mother do that you need to forgive her for?
Well, that's why I said not so much her.
She didn't do anything?
No, she's one of my favorite people. I have no issues with her, really. So I just.
I always love my mama. She's my favorite girl.
Yeah.
My mother's love is so special. It's the kind of love that stays with you until you die. So your mother was perfect?
For the most part.
She was perfect.
From what I saw, yeah.
She was perfect. She did nothing wrong.
From what I saw, yeah.
That's amazing.
I agree.
That is mind-blowing. Go and forgive your father. Really, man, so you can wake up and it's going to change your life like major. All right? Yeah. And do it sooner rather than later. I mean, I recommend sooner. But if you're not tired of suffering, then suffer until you're ready. But you should be having a great life. And God sent Christ so that you could have a great life. Yeah. He doesn't want you to be suffering. He wants you to be free, to have perfect peace. Yeah. All right? You have any kids?
No.
You're not married?
No.
Are you dating?
Yes.
And are you an alpha or beta?
I'm alpha.
You're alpha?
Mm.
Oh, yeah? And this your girlfriend?
Something like that.
Something like that? Sound like this guy. Did you know you were something like that?
We're dating.
So what?
We're dating. Nothing's been labeled yet. Yeah.
Oh, you're dating, but not like boyfriend, girlfriend. You haven't said it.
Yeah.
You just kind of. So let her have the mic for me. This your first time here?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Ebony.
Evelyn.
Ebony.
I'm sorry?
It's like ebony, but with the
Oh,
B.
Ebony. Oh, okay. And so is he an alpha or beta?
Definitely an alpha.
An alpha. And what makes him an alpha?
He's very strong-minded, opinionated. But yeah, that's all I got. That's
sorry?
what makes him an alpha.
A little louder for me.
He's very strong-minded and opinionated.
Oh. And so do you have anger?
Me? Of course.
I'm sorry?
Of course.
And do you want to hold on to it or you want to let it go?
I want to let it go
And
on my own time and
I'm
within
sorry?
my own terms.
On your own terms.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean?
That just means when I'm ready to let it go.
You're not ready at this point?
I mean, I guess I can relate to him when I say I like to suffer.
Oh, you do?
I just want to work through it the way I want to work through it.
Yeah. Have you watched my videos too, or did you just hear about me?
few.
I'm sorry?
A few,
A few. And do
courtesy
you
of him.
disagree with anything?
many things.
Many things. Give me one.
No.
If you could, I know sometimes people say, give me one, right? And all of a sudden you can't think of anything. But
Exactly.
hold on a minute, don't speak for her. Give me one that you disagree with.
I can say Trump. That's really easy.
Give me one that's hard. He gave that to you. I want to hear from you about it.
Now I have to try to remember.
Oh.
I did see a video on looting.
Oh, looting?
Yeah.
Oh,
When
how the black people stay behind when the white people leave
yeah.
and try to go to safety. They go shopping.
Yeah.
They be thinking, oh, it's time to shop. But you disagree with me on that?
I just disagreed in the way you portrayed it.
How did I portray it?
I just feel like sometimes certain people from certain neighborhoods don't get the same opportunities. And maybe lessons need to be learned or taught in different ways instead of always shadowing or looking or bringing to light the bad ways.
So you think that they're looting because they don't have the same opportunity?
Not necessarily, but I just the way you were wording it. I mean, I don't know if it had anything to do specifically with the looting. It was just the words or the commentary around the video.
Oh, okay. So let me just kind of, I don't remember the one you saw, but I know what I normally
Me
say.
neither.
I say, okay, black people, they're having a emergency situation here. The white people are going to board up their businesses and their homes. Don't hang back and go stealing. It's not time to shop. Everybody, look at these black people. They got bags full of stuff and they're laughing and running. Come on, JoJo, get some of this. Yes.
We were talking about the one from last year. I remember he was on it with you.
That's
Y'all
Joel.
two, yeah, y'all two were talking back and forth. But that's the one she's referring to.
Oh, what was I saying?
I mean, you were acting like all black people do that.
I always say not all, not all, not all, not all, but most.
Yes, I agree. But I feel you. But you were kind of bashing black people in that particular
But not all
video.
black people. I didn't know you guys. You guys don't loot, do you?
No.
So I wasn't talking about you guys. I was talking about the looters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Did it feel like I was talking about
A
you?
lot of time you say the blacks, and I feel like you're not just referring to the people in those clips. You're referring to blacks, period. You say
No.
not all, but most. You're
Right.
saying most black people do that.
No. I'm saying most black people are morally bankrupt. But when they're looting, I'm talking about those people looting.
Okay.
I'm not talking about all black people. But if you identify with being black, it's going to feel like I'm talking about you. Because Satan's going to say, oh, he's talking about, oh, listen at him. He's talking about all black people. Huh?
That's most. Most is like 75%, right?
Most is over 50, that's for sure.
51 and up.
But I want you to be, you're making such a good point, right? But I want you to stop identifying with being black.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Once you overcome that anger, you will never identify with being black.
About being black or?
No, your anger is having you in a fallen state, and it's causing you to identify with your color. But once you overcome that anger, you're going to identify with your spirit, which is of God.
I use my color to help identify me, yes, but that's not the only thing that identifies
But you
me.
know, but you won't identify with the color at all. But yeah, you know you're black, but you just won't be into being black. And you are going to relate to people who are of the same father as you are. Those who have been born again, those who have faith, and they're living. And then you're going to see all those people who are not of God, and they're going to be all different colors. They're going to be male and female, and they're doing the same thing. And you're going to see it clearer because you won't be into the color thing.
And when is this?
I'm sorry?
What are you referring to?
When you overcome the anger, you're going to wake up and you can see that it's not about the color thing at all. Black people, those blacks who are hanging around shopping during Hurricane Katrina and all that, they're not doing it because they're black. They're doing it because they're immoral. And they just happen to be black. And they've been allowed to be out of control. But it has nothing to do with the color. It's just they're falling away from what is right. You don't steal people's stuff when they go to be into a safe place.
In one clip you said, don't steal from the white people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't, I mean, black ain't got no business.
Those were the only people, only white people had stores that
I'm
were
sorry?
being broken into. It was only white people.
Well, the Asian, they get guns to go out there and stand on the roof. And they prevent you from stealing from them.
There could have been some black-owned stores out there. I think that's
Right,
the
they
point.
would have got
But-
robbed too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're
It
making
was
it,
the way you worded it.
yeah, as if it was only black people stealing from white people.
Right.
That's all I saw.
But you didn't know. You didn't know.
Well, James said, well, I see one light skin.
No,
And we were trying to make him be different, but we looked really close. I think he had a white mama and a black daddy or something.
well, y'all just assumed that the owners of the stores are white. That's what I mean.
Oh, well, yeah. We did assume. I mean, I don't know if we assumed. I didn't think about the owner of the store. I just know that most of the stores are owned in those areas like that, pretty much owned by white people. But you're right. It doesn't matter what color the store is. They still went shopping in a time of emergency. You know what I'm saying? But if you overcome that anger, you won't identify with the blackness. You really won't.
I don't see any anger towards that.
I'm sorry?
I don't have any anger towards that situation. I have an opinion on it.
Toward that situation, you say?
Toward that situation.
That situation?
Yes.
Right. No, the anger come from, you already had the anger, it's come from other places. But the point is, it's preventing you from seeing reality.
Okay.
It really is. All people who have anger cannot see. So when you're tired of it, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll let it go and forgive, and you're going to wake up and be like, wow, this is amazing. I've been in a fallen state all this time. It's so amazing. So, what?
No.
But that was funny when we were saying that, right?
It was funny.
See?
I watched it several times.
It wasn't funny.
Yeah.
He sent it to me.
And then what do you think about the white man talking about the black folks too? That's James from the hate report. You know what that is?
I feel like you kind of empower him to make him okay with it.
Nah, he ain't got no sense, man. Really.
I watched the hate report a couple times.
You watch the hate report?
I have a couple times.
Oh,
Not
yeah?
much. Yeah.
What do you think about the hate report?
Not as entertaining as yours.
Well, white
But-
people can't be as funny as blacks. They can't even dance like we dance.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You like the hate report?
it's all right. I don't, like I said, I only watched it maybe twice.
Oh,
But
okay.
it seems kind of biased.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You might be right about him. He fired Joel. He fired the people of color. He's biased. And he was so clever with it too, because when they were deciding to do the show, they were coming up with a name. And he was like, let's call it the Hate Report with Joel and Esteban, right? So you can see it's not fully theirs. And he can chop off their heads anytime, right? And so they had just started the show, and the very first holiday came like a month or so later, and Esteban and Joel wanted to take off. I don't want to go work. Ain't nobody gonna be listening anyway. You know how black people, they want a vacation, right? And so the white man said, you know what? Forget about it, you're fired. And they were shocked. They didn't speak to him for a long time. But, so you might be right about him.
I think so.
No, he was a good guy. But I'm glad you came, though. All right? And just hold on to the anger until you're tired of suffering. And when you're tired of suffering, go and forgive your parents. They did the best that they could do. If they had more to give or could have done it differently, they would have. And it doesn't mean they didn't love you. It's just that's all they had. And so forgive them, and God will forgive you and bring you out of that state. And when you guys get married and start your family, you'll start a new generation. You'll raise your kids with perfect love, and then they'll raise their kids with perfect love, and it'll just work out fine. But until then, just suffer. And God gonna let you suffer, and until you say, you know what, I'm tired of suffering. I'm telling you, and the moment you forgive, everything changes. It really does. Your whole world changes. All right? I really appreciate you coming too.